Stoners. Welcome to another edition of Sticks and Stones. I am your host, Brent Elrod, coming to you from the cozy confines here on the patio at the No Shoes Bar and Grill, deep in the heart of the Republic of Texas. I have a great show lined up for you today. I am pairing two first-timers, a San Cristobal Revelation Prophet with Akashi Ume plum-infused Japanese whiskey. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. So right after this, we are going to pop the cork, cut the stick, and get to toasting. Now, the San Cristobal Revelation is a Robusto expression, 5x54 on the ring gauge. The filler and binder are Nicaraguan, and that is cloaked in a beautiful, beautiful Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. It is rolled at the My Father factory in Esteli under the watchful eye of the man himself, Mr. Jose Pepin Garcia, and is exactly like the Ashton XSG with the exception of the wrapper. Now, visually, it is a beautiful, beautiful chocolate brown. It has tight, barely visible seams, minimal to moderate veining, and a triple cap. Now on the nose, I get chocolate, some citrus, and maybe some baking spices, a little caramel, fresh earth, and cedar. Now let's give this stick a cut and test out the cold draw. I am using my normal V cut. That's the type of cut I prefer. Now on the cold draw, I get some hints of leather and cedar, maybe some raisins and spice. This is a wonderful stick. I'm also picking up, maybe instead of raisins, I think I want to go more with like figs and some caramel. And just a hint of chocolate. Now, Akashi Ume, I have tried only one other Japanese whiskey, and I thought it was good, but I have never tried the Ume before. Now, being the closest whiskey distillery to Kobe Bay, the ocean plays a big part in this particular inflection. Igashishima Shuzo, and you know how my Spanish is, well, my Japanese is even worse. That means white oak, and it does give this particular offering a ocean-inspired air. It kind of gives it a saline kind of richness. Now, the town that the distillery is located in is Akashi, and that translates into Sunrise City, and this town is over 500 years old. There's a lot of history that goes into Akashi Ume. Now, the mash blend is a blend of wheat, barley, and rye. Alcohol by volume is a very, very low 30.5%. That makes it 61 proof. Now, it is a non-age statement whiskey, but it is rested for 6 months to 1 year before bottling. They produce their regular, quote-unquote, white whiskey. Then they drop sour plums and rock sugar into the barrels for that additional rest period to make it plum infused. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at it. I would say pop the cork, but Japanese whiskeys never come with a cork that I have tried. Now, visually, this is a very beautiful and very light golden color. Maybe just some hints of red in it. And it's probably one of the thinner whiskeys I've tried. Just looking at the legs, it doesn't cling to the side very much at all. Now on the nose, oddly enough, I'm picking up butter and like bread dough. Even though it's only 61 proof, I do pick up a hint of alcohol on the nose. I get like chocolate-covered peanuts, maybe some lemongrass, citrus. And there's some hints of kind of a spicy rye grain. Now on the palate, yeah, now I was correct about the legs. This is not a heavy mouthfeel. It's very, very light. It's almost like you're not drinking a whiskey. There's just a moment of alcohol burn as soon as the drink goes into your mouth, but it's gone immediately because it is overtaken by like cherries. I get some like cereal grains, a little bit of cinnamon or nutmeg, and maybe just a little bit of black pepper. This is really, really good. Now it is not like an overpowering liqueur, but it is very mild. Think of something along the lines of, coconut rum. Even though it does have a little bit more kick than your average coconut rum, I prefer Parrot Bay coconut rum that's full proof. It's 80 proof as opposed to like the Malibus that are like 40. But this fits very nicely into the middle. It's a wonderful spirit. I'm completely blown away by this. I hadn't even fired up the stick yet. I've already drank half the glass and hadn't even put fire to the tobacco yet. I'm telling you, that could be deadly. You could drink a whole lot of that. All right, let's go ahead and get down to trying these two together. Warming the stick up. Wow, the San Cristobal has a very, very easy draw to it. And puts out a lot of smoke. That's a very good cigar too. Okay. Yeah, like I said, right off the light, there's a really good smoke production and a very easy draw. I'm getting some hints of maybe some berries or fruit along the lines of blackberries or cherries. Picking up some spice and some caramel. I'm going to try them together here. Wow. Those two go wonderfully together. They're blending really, really well. They're both offering some cherry notes and some notes of spice and pepper. I can already say that before I even get to the end of this episode, this is going to be a must try. You have to try these two. All right, I'm going to go ahead and burn this down the rest of the way, or burn this down to the halfway mark, and I will come back and give you an update. Hey Stoners, I am back. This is an absolutely wonderful pairing. This stick has just blown up with flavors. As I'm getting about the halfway mark here, I'm getting raisins, I'm getting a nice berry sweetness, caramel creaminess, spice, cedar, and this Akashi ume. Oh, it is blending very, very well with the sweetness and the fruit that it's bringing. I honestly, this is one of the best pairings I think I've probably ever put together. And I had never tried either one of these. This is just an absolutely wonderful experience. I am going to go ahead and burn this the rest of the way down, and then I will come back and give you my final thoughts. Hey Stoners, I am back. The stick is down to the band and the glass is empty. This has been a wonderful, wonderful pairing. These two went together like peas and carrots. It was such a great experience. You have the San Cristobal Prophet that is bringing in the notes of, the chocolate and some citrus and berries. You got baking spices. In the Akashi ume, you've got, you've got cherries and more cinnamon and nutmeg and some black pepper. And now I will say, I didn't mention this earlier. I will say, all right, the finish on the Akashi ume it's kind of a medium length finish. You get some touches of dried apricots, maybe a touch of oats or oatmeal. Like I said, it's a medium finish. It doesn't hang around long, but what it does, the amount of time it is around, it's excellent. And these two paired really well together. The San Cristobal and the ume were, neither one tried to overpower the other. It was just a really, really great experience altogether. And I think you should definitely try these. I would give the San Cristobal Revelation Prophet a 95 matchsticks out of 100. I think it was an excellent, excellent cigar. It's put together really well. Great volume of smoke. Wonderful smoking experience. The Akashi ume, I don't want to get too over the top. I'll give it a 90 out of 100. Whiskey Stones, simply because it is a much lower proof whiskey than your normal bourbon or Scotch or Irish. But it is that takes nothing away from the experience that you have when you drink it. It is a wonderfully flavored whiskey, and it's not a real liqueur. So you are drinking whiskey. You're not drinking like maple syrup. It is a really, really good whiskey, and I will definitely want to keep this on my shelf from now on. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, share, notify, all that kind of stuff. Ring all the bells, push all the thumbs up, everything, so that you know when I'm going to drop my next content. No matter where you're listening to me at right now, you can find me pretty much everywhere. Instagram is my biggest platform. Thank you all. I'm starting to push close to 15,000 followers on Instagram. Keep telling your friends about it. But the podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio Podcast, Stitcher, and I told you a few weeks ago that I am now on Pandora. Pandora has already taken over all of my other platforms as far as listeners. I have had more listeners on Pandora in the same period of time than all of my other platforms. Apparently, there is a lot of whiskey drinkers and cigar smokers that listen to Pandora podcasts. So, thank all of you, and the ones that aren't listening on Pandora, go over and give it a shot. But I want to thank all of you for listening and staying with me. I really enjoy doing this, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. But until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold, and have a great day.